Well, back to social club. Football is mental, and nothing more mental than not really remembering what the topic's going to be without looking at a piece of paper. The Christmas form table. We're going into the Boxing Day fixtures. We thought it'd be interesting to have a little look. I'm going to consult with the panel to see how up on the form table yous are. And I'm going to ask yous to name me the top 4 sides in the form table at the moment.
Leicester has to be.
Leicester top 16 from 18 so far.
I don't know if these are second, but
I want them in order, but carry on.
Leicester.
We've said Leicester already. Yeah,
we can safely say that it's definitely not Liverpool and it's definitely not Chelsea. It's definitely not Man United.
Villa. Chelsea are actually better in better form.
Bournemouth are in the top 4. Know that.
Okay, but where?
3rd.
Nope.
2nd.
Nope.
4th.
Therefore, 4th. Yes, correct. 2nd in the form table. Arsenal are 5th in the form table at the moment. Tottenham are 9th.
Palace.
Sorry.
Watford 2nd.
Watford, no.
Palace.
Palace. 2nd in the form table. There you go.
That's what I just said.
Did you?
Yeah.
You got to say it
Look on the replay, guys.
Need to
Palace.
speak up.
You got to say it
Let's get it on the action replay, quick.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. This is great.
Can't be asked. Leicester top of the forward table, 16 out of 18. Palace 13 from 16. Watford 12 from 16, and Bournemouth 11. What the fuck is like? We've been doing these shows for 11 weeks or something now, and the season's been genuinely mental. We keep coming to it time and time again. December's meant to be the time when all this stuff stops happening. And yet, it keeps.
December's supposed to be cold as well, and that's not happening.
Yes.
So
maybe that's it.
Maybe. Climate change has destroyed the Premier League. There you go. I said it. Do you know what's sadly worrying about 3 of those teams? They play quite direct football. Yeah. With 2 strikers as well. Some of them. How dare they play with 2 strikers?
2 strikers.
We were told by experts that 2 strikers was dead. 4-4-2 is no more.
Yeah, and
yet, the form table says otherwise.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, let's just out of interest, Man United, 11th in the form table, followed by Chelsea, Everton, then Liverpool.
Have we got a table for
We've
possession?
got the wrong set of guests for the show, to be honest. What do you think? What do you think about it, Irah? I mean, I can't see it being any different other than that at the minute.
It's just a crazy season, isn't it? Like,
There you go.
Chelsea.
Dynamite drop in there, Irah.
He said it all. It's a crazy season.
I think it comes down to the money. Even though there are still, Manchester City and Chelsea, there is a lot of money in those clubs. The money that is being pumped into the league and being given to other teams is almost making it a bit more even. So even though we have
Bournemouth though, 4th.
But I also think there's a tactical divide. I think the other teams have decided that they can't be arsed wasting time and money on pass. Because I watch it every week and it is what it is.
It was nice when it first came in, and now you're a bit like the word's ponderous, isn't it?
It's just like you can only do it if you've got the players to do it, and no one really has got the players to do it.
I just think you're right. I think the tactical thing's a massive thing. There's literally like 3 schools of thought in the Premier League at the moment. There's like the old school smash and bash and defend like fuck, defend for your lives. You've got tiki taka wannabes, and then you've basically got you've got your direct football playing teams, and at the minute. Particularly, Everton and Liverpool are still a legacy team from that. I think Klopp wants us to be a bit more of this, a bit more direct. He was talking about that a lot in the post-match press conference, and then you've got your older school teams. You've still got your Pulises and your Aldices who do the other end. But look, you've got Leicester City, Watford. He said exactly playing 2 up top, going for it. Fantastic, good.
But the thing about Leicester I'm obviously experiencing this from the weekend. They're not any less attractive to watch. In fact, they may be better to watch than some of the games I've watched this season. They've got 2 strikers. You've got pace. They've got a player who presses. You've got that at Watford as well. You've got 2 centre forwards roughing up the centre backs who are not used to playing against 2 centre forwards every week, and it's creating goals, and because you have got two up front, those kind of teams don't throw everything at them. The fullbacks don't get forward. They have maybe like Crystal Palace, real wingers to provide the crosses.
Wingers.
Real wingers. Kids, go back to watch videos of the 80s.
Ryan Giggs, remember him? Angie Kanchelskis, she's both remember him.
He won't. He was probably about 4.
Lee Sharp. Yeah, good.
Great celebration. But that's where we are at the moment. That's where we are.
Very nearly, just on autopilot, did it then?
Gonna get up and do it.
But I won't.
We've just got this. We've got this counter culture that is trying to get, and it always happens in football when Barcelona at the height, Real Madrid knew they couldn't stop them playing that way, so they got amazingly good at counter-attacking, and it got them the Champions League with Bale and Ronaldo. It always happens. You always need an antidote to what's going on in football, and this is it at the moment.
Should we all just go back to playing 2 up top, or is it just another fad that's going to fade as quickly?
I don't know. That's the thing. You don't.
Is that
It
'cause you don't
all
want to see
depends.
Falcao in the team?
No, you know what? I think Remy and Costa could work out quite well, but it depends. With certain teams, it would work out really well to have 2 up top, but with other teams, I don't think it would. It's all about the football which the players they have are used to playing. You couldn't say to you wouldn't be able to say it to Chelsea next week. You'd be saying, right, you two, you're going up top next week, because then you'd have to drop from the midfield right now. I know I'll probably drop a few, but you know they might be coming back because you know Mourinho's gone. They didn't like him clearly, but you know it'd be a case of you have to drop a player, and sometimes against different teams. So against top sides, you'd want to flood the midfield. You want to have that extra man in midfield. Yeah. And maybe against smaller sides, which you know the Premier League doesn't really have anymore.
I keep having to
Like
redefine
Bournemouth.
what smaller sides is.
Yeah, like Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Sink in the chair.
Don't worry, it reclines.
Yeah.
If you're gonna sink in comfort.
Actually, no, you're blocked in. It's
He
fine.
broke the chair, lads.
Move it forward. I need this. I need to lie down. This season just made me want to lie down the whole time. But you know, it's like a really bad hangover. It's just like I'm going to bed. I don't want to go this weekend.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess 4-4-2.
I just talking about hangovers. Listen, mate, you've got no idea what a fucking hangover is. Just you
trust
wait.
me. You know, forget it. Just cut that. Kill it. No.
Yeah, I know. I agree with what you're saying. I think they've put a fall into that chat with the 2 up top thing. Is that
You don't
bought
play any strikers.
Oh, no, exactly. But we've bought too many. We've got too many attacking midfielders, and therefore I think we rate them higher than we rate the strikers we've got at the club in the absence of Daniel Sturridge. And there is that. I think there's a tendency to try and get as many of your best players on the pitch. Sometimes you've got it though. I mean, you technically play. You've got 2 strikers on the pitch a lot of the time.
1.5.
Okay. Even if Kone played up front. Would
Actually, maybe a quarter because he plays left mid. Yeah, I mean, it comes back to what your system is, and we've played with 2 fullbacks whose job is to get up the byline, and yet they don't. So that already cuts your options out. You know what I mean? It's if you're gonna play with 2 strikers, then you've got to sacrifice someone in midfield, and it's having the balls to sacrifice it. With us, we don't. We have 2 strikers. One plays slightly on the left, but then he hasn't got the balls to like sacrifice a Barkley or a Deulofeu or play a slightly different way, and it's having the bottle to do that. And at the moment, these managers, I'm not saying these managers have got the choice because they have a set squad of players, and someone like Watford, that would have been really easy for them. They're the players who got them up, and then they've added wisely to it. But that's the style of play that got them out of the Championship. Yeah. And I think we get conned in the Premier League of told that all these things are great when they're not necessarily always great. I mean, what purpose? I mean, who decided 4-4-2 was out of fashion? You know, who decided that? Who said we can't play with 2 strikers? You almost follow this. Why didn't someone go, well, no, we'll counter that? And maybe these smaller clubs are starting to do that now, just because of out of necessity. And surely they should be classed as the good managers because they didn't follow like sheep. Yeah. And go, we're playing 1 up front.
I think it's slightly different though. I mean, just look at it. If you play 2 up front, you've got to put a shift in. And Liverpool saw that with Watford.
How dare they work hard? How dare they work hard?
No, but it's what I mean. But you know, you look at it in the days of like your big man, little man, and they just like your big man stands there and waits for someone to lump it up to him, and the little guy just just buzzes around looking to get in behind. You don't do that anymore. You've got to be all over the opposition. You've got to press every position. You've got to wait for your mistakes to happen, and I think that's where it's been redefined slightly anyway. And well, to be fair, do you even have enough strikers to play?
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Obviously, a few weeks back, we had a similar conversation, and I was saying, maybe it's a sign of the times, as having like one man up front. But then, obviously, in our case, looking back now, perhaps we should, perhaps have two up front, because since October we've had like 7 shots on target at home.
Two of your rejects have scored more goals than you have this season.
Exactly,
Di Maria and Hernandez.
Yeah.
But just the 2 of them.
What?
Yeah.
But I mean that's an easy one to throw out. But how about Van Gaal just has the bottle to just say, I'm going to play Fellaini and I'm just going to go direct him all day long, and just there's not enough managers in the top half of the table for me, or supposed top half of the table, who won't just go, do you know what, we're just going to win today, and it's just going to be bang, 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 all day long.
We said this, we were discussing this again when we were just shaking our heads and looking up to the sky and wondering where it all went wrong yesterday at Watford. But when did we become football style snobs?
Exactly.
You know what I love? The style of football I love the most is winning football.
Winning football's boss.
Yeah.
We've got a manager who publicly says in press conferences, performances are more important than points. That is a load of absolute pathetic shite. And I'd say that to his face.
Yeah. Bobby.
The big Spanish lovable man he is, but that's bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is absolute bollocks. And I understand
rubbish.
what he's saying. What he's saying is we will get to a point where we'll be so good that losing is just impossible. Well, I'm afraid there's 2 teams in football, and the other one makes it actually hard for you to win games because they put. But Rodgers used to say the same thing. It was almost like, well, we set up perfectly this game. We had everything set up, but the other team went and scored, and that ruined all my plans that I've been doing all week. Yeah. And it's just this nonsense.
Inconsiderate arseholes.
Yeah, fancy doing that. The ref give a penalty when one of our players fouled one of their players. Yeah. Dickhead.
I know, yeah, exactly.
It's just that, and there's too much of this shite goes on, and they get away with it because no one in the press will dare say anything. Like, it happened on Saturday. Like, I put a tweet out to all the journalists who go to Everton games. Is anyone going to ask the manager a question about our idiot goalkeeper?
Yeah, there it is. How long was that? 20 minutes? 28 minutes before we got the first 2 hours.
But the point is,
get your bingo cards out, lads.
The managers get away with it now. We're in a culture where they just get away with it all the time, and it's like I was saying there. Van Gaal everyone hates him at the moment. So go and be hated on purpose. Play Fellaini and just win a couple of games by going bang, bang, bang all day long. If it gets you 6 points, who's asked? Yeah.
What I remember about last season was, when we were good and when we were getting points, it was great. I mean, everyone felt it, and Mourinho knew that. But then it's like some idiot thing. Pellegrini was like, "I'd rather lose 6-5 than get a point." It's like, what? It just doesn't make sense.
It's like anything. Like, we did that. We had our season of swashbuckling football, and it was terrific. But there were just, if we'd actually at any point learned how to just win a 1-0, we probably would have actually won the title that season. But we didn't have it in our locker when it was required.
And if Gerrard had the right studs in.
Well, no, in that game, and I wouldn't like to dwell on that game too long, but if Brendan Rodgers has had the bollocks to say, do you know what?
Go on.
If Brendan Rodgers in that game had the bollocks to say, we're taking a point here, lads, and we're going to Palace on Tuesday night and we're winning, and that would have won Liverpool the title, but he went, no, I'm going to go out and win, and it's going to be the Lord Mayor's parade and blah, 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 and that's the difference between a top manager and one that hasn't got a job.
Yeah, and the next Chelsea manager in waiting.
Yeah, I hope so.
Imagine.
Pellegrini, Fox Sports reporting.
What?
Ex-Chelsea manager.
Definitely.
What? Pellegrini.
Fox Sports is saying that he's been lined up. Michael Emenalo.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
director of Chelsea.
That great man. Yeah. No, don't get me started on him.
Amazing. Well, more on that as and when it develops. We'll wrap that up there. Good. Good. That was good.
I'm not going to say that. No, I'm not going to say anything about when I fume. I fume. I'm just going to leave it.
Cheeks have gone red.
Not for the first time. Anyway, still to come on Social Club this week. We're going to be discussing whether anyone can stop Leicester City. Do Liverpool have any chance of finishing in the top 4 and a load more as well. Good. No?
No. Said this before.
Yeah. Give the video a
You're
thumbs
fucking
up,
shite.
subscribe to the Ball Street YouTube channel, and we'll see you on the rest of the show.